but he brings a level of juice and explosive big play ability that the other two just do not have in their bag. What's up, guys? It's your boy Damian Parson here at the Draft Network, here to talk about the Seattle Seahawks 2022 NFL Draft Class. Let's jump right into it. First pick was the 9th overall. They selected Charles Cross, offensive tackle from Mississippi State. This was a contrast of style and skill set. He came from an air raid offense, coming to this offense that Pete Carroll wants to run the ball, play power football. But when they do want to go to pass protection, he was easily kind of the top pass protector in this class in terms of the top 3 offensive linemen. He's clean, he's got good length, punch timing, his latch and grip strength is great, and he's got the quick feet and athleticism to get out on vertical sets. And again, he's extremely experienced as a pass protector coming out of that Mississippi State offense with Mike Leach, and just the fact that it's an air raid and they throw the ball. But he can run block. He didn't have the biggest amount of snaps doing it, but when you watch him on tape, he's effective in it as well. So you think about the fact that this team needs tackle help. Charles Cross is going to help them, and I'm projecting to be a day 1 starter just off the jump at left tackle. Now, let's keep it rolling. Let's go to the 2nd round, pick number 40 overall. Boye Mafe, edge out of Minnesota. Talk about athletic. This is an explosive athlete who's just it's just a tip of the iceberg with him. He hasn't even fully scratched the surface. He can bend around the edge. He can convert speed to power. He's a little raw in developing his counter moves and his hand-to-hand combat skills. But you think about his explosiveness coming off the edge, opposite of a Darrell Taylor. And this is a team that's trying to get back to their bread and butter, right? Protect the quarterback, run the football, and then get after the quarterback with explosive edge rushers. I expect him to be not a day 1 starter. I think he's going to be more of a secondary rusher, especially on sub package, because I think you want to continue to develop him, especially against the run. But man, I think he's going to play a prominent role on those money downs, on those third downs against opposing quarterbacks and offensive tackles. This is an explosive young man, and he's going to fit well in his defense. Their second pick in the 2nd round, pick 41, one of my favorites, the running back from Michigan State, Kenneth Walker. Explosive, versatile, powerful, agile, quick. So many different superlatives that I can throw at him and label him with. He fits multiple schemes because he played in multiple schemes in college. A transfer from Wake Forest to Michigan State. He can play downhill. He can run the inside zone. He can run the outside zone. He can run some counter and power. He's got the long speed with sub 4.4, even 4.36, I believe, in the 40 at the combine. And it translates to tape. You see when he gets downfield and he changes gears, it's hard to catch him. Now he's coming into a backfield where I believe he's going to kind of come in as RB3, because you still have Chris Carson, who has an expiring contract, as well as Rashad Penny. Both are veteran running backs who know this system to a T. And they're going more than likely, Pete Carroll's going to run the ball with these guys early on. But don't be afraid. Don't be surprised when you see Kenneth Walker do touch the field. I think it's going to be RB3 early on, but he brings a level of juice and explosive big play ability that the other two just do not have in their bag. So I think he's going to be RB3. But don't be surprised if he jumps into that RB2 and potential RB1 role, especially closer to the end of the season. Round 3, they went back to the air raid. Abraham Lucas, offensive tackle, Washington State. Like I just said, another air raid tackle. Again, kind of a style clash here because this is a power running downhill team. But it also allows you to make sure you have 2 tackles who are experienced in pass protection. Keep your quarterback, whoever that may be, Drew Lock or a veteran, and then whoever's the future. You have 2 young tackles that you can develop and allow them to grow. Abraham Lucas has good length, good feet, quickness out of his stance. He can get vertical. He has to play with better strength and power at the point of attack, and just be able to sustain blocks in the running game better. But he's solid there. It's not a big issue. It's just more reps, I would say. So you give him more reps and coach him up and deal with him with kind of the technique and hand placement in the run game to be able to get vertical and displace guys and move guys and create alleys and running lanes for their running backs. I think Abraham Lucas paired with Charles Cross is going to be a really nice tandem. And honestly, I'm also projecting him to be a day one starter, a day one fringe starter, if not starter, for the Seattle Seahawks offense, because this is an offensive line that has some question marks, and that's why they double dipped that tackle. Let's go to the fourth round, pick 109. COBY BRYANT, cornerback from Cincinnati, long, 6'2", and he's a legit 6'2". He's versatile in terms of his play style. He's developed and knows how to play man, but he also could play that side saddle kind of half zone turn type of zone coverage, cover 3, which is what Seattle has played for quite some time, and then he fits the mold, right? Big, long, can play at the catch point. He's got really good ball skills, especially in zone coverage. The high-low reads, he does that phenomenally. He's able to identify his landmarks and know where and identify the threats in his area, in his zone. He bait quarterbacks to taking the high read instead of going low. And that's when the ball skills and the length comes in, that because when he's sitting in that halfway point, you got to be able to really float and layer that ball over the top. And it's not easy when a guy like him that can go up and get the football. Again, he's got great ball skills. He can make plays on the ball. So he's a guy that I expect to be in the contention for that CB3 role, a CB2, CB3 kind of fringe. He's not going to play in the nickel. He doesn't have that skill set. He's an outside corner, and I think he has the potential and the opportunity to work his way to a starter. Talking about another cornerback, right? Round 5, pick 153, TYREKE Woolen, cornerback out of UTSA. Developmental kid completely. Let's get that off the bat. But he has so many tools which are athletic and physical based that you can't teach. He's 6'4". He's got incredibly long arms. He's a 4'2", 4'3" athlete. He legitimately can turn and run with the best of them. An explosive young man. The main thing with him is just he's a wide receiver convert, so he's still learning the position. So he will need to take time and some patience, but he can also come in, match up against tight ends early. I think he's a developmental piece. He's going to hover around that cornerback 5 type of range where you don't expect to see him too much as a rookie while they work on just his footwork and being able to, when they do put him in press, being able to transition and turn and just be comfortable because he's not used to doing it. So just have some patience with him. But the sky's the limit for this young man. The physical traits, athletic tools, he can become a true problem in that secondary, especially he fits the bill as well. Long, athletic, tall. He's got all the makings of a Seattle cornerback. Round 5, pick 158. Tyreke Smith, edge from Ohio State. This is a young man a lot of people wanted to see how he performed as his final year of college. And he's explosive, right? He's going to add this explosive burst. He's got high motor. He plays hard. He's got long arms, elusive, and he will create sub-package opportunities for himself. He can benefit from adding some weight, though. He does have a kind of a slimmer lower body, lower half, that kind of restricts him when it comes to anchoring and setting hard edges against the run. I view him as more of a DPR, designated pass rusher, coming in with fresh legs. On third downs to create pressure. You think about the third and fourth quarters where offensive linemen are typically a little more worn down, and he can come in and try to get and generate more explosive pass rush for your defense. So I definitely think he's a rotational guy and a developmental guy for this defense. And then we're going to go over 7th round, pick 229, wide receiver Bo Melton. Saw him down at the Senior Bowl. He is an explosive, dynamic space player. And you think about having a Tyler Lockett, whenever he walks off, he can kind of step into that slot role and that movement role because he's a good route runner. He's got a diminutive size, but he's competitive, man. I'm watching at the Senior Bowl try to fight for the ball at the catch point, getting up, and he's, like I said, he's explosive. So he can give you running after the catch situations. You can run some manufactured spacing for him with the mesh concept, especially off of play action, and really allow him to stress defenses horizontally before allowing him to stretch vertically. But I think he's someone that can also help with his experience as a kick and punt returner. He's a fill the bottom of the depth chart player, but his kick and punt return ability is going to be valuable. It is valuable. So I think he's going to be a developmental rotational receiver, but I think he's going to be their starting kick and punt returner. And lastly, 7th round, pick 233, DAREKE Young, wide receiver from Lenoir-Rhyne. Remember Lenoir-Rhyne because of Kyle Duggar going to the New England Patriots and how they develop some of these kind of unknown big athletes. And that's what we have in DAREKE Young. You see what you have at DK Metcalf, and he's got very similar traits, I would say. He's not polished, nowhere near what DK Metcalf was, but DAREKE is body beautiful, rocked up kid. He run at Lenoir-Rhyne. He was kind of their Deebo Samuel. I'm not saying he is Deebo Samuel in the NFL, but that's what he did. He would line up in the slot, go in motion, take those handoffs, and run the football, especially in the red zone. He's strong. He's strong after contact, after the catch. He's explosive. He's an explosive athlete as well. The main thing with him is becoming a true receiver. Route running, separation, release package, and just becoming more consistent with his hands and be able to track the ball and win downfield. But he has the tools, the traits, and the makings to be somebody that you want on your roster to develop. Also, someone I view as a bottom of the depth chart piece that can potentially help you on special teams. But hey, guys, he's talented. So just be patient with him. Let's see where it goes. But he's a developmental piece for sure. All right, guys, so that's the 2022 NFL draft class for the Seattle Seahawks. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts about this class heading into the 2022 season? As always, follow and subscribe to us here at the Draft Network for all your NFL draft, and college football needs.